What a day of basketball in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Great crowds here. 3 of the 4 games here at this venue come right down to the wire. Take a look at the Midwest region bracket. Butler in Texas, that was game 2 today. Notre Dame had the opener, and it's going to be Butler and Notre Dame matching up on Saturday. Excellent matchup in that one, and Brian Anderson with Steve Smith. And I tell you, you get games like that, you're energized. You know the tournament's here, but Notre Dame and Butler end up, 2 teams from Indiana, going to match up here. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, we start off with Notre Dame. They did a nice job. Give Northeastern Huskies a lot of credit. They came out and played extremely well. Zach August is in foul trouble, that front line, but he came out and played huge. Even though he's in foul trouble, 25 points, hit some big free throws, stayed out of foul trouble, defended. But I like what he did. Give them credit. They gutted this game down. They got some stops and made some big plays. Demetrius Jackson was also huge along the goal with Jerry Grant.
Yeah, and Notre Dame, the hottest team, one of the hottest teams coming into the tournament. Remember, they had beat Duke. They beat North Carolina, so they continue to roll on, and now they're in the round of 32. They're going to match up with Butler. That's a familiar matchup. This is going to be a huge crowd. You know they're going to travel well from Indianapolis for the Bulldogs.
You're talking about Smitty Gritty. That's Butler. They came out and they just fought. The injury to Roosevelt Jones, he returned, hit a big bucket, but I think they just grinded it out. They made some big plays. They went up and rebounded against that Texas team. They did a nice job.
All right, so that was the early session. The evening session was in the East bracket. The number 1 seed, Villanova, no problem. They blow out Lafayette, 2 teams from the Philly area. So Nova was waiting on the nightcap at NC State and LSU, and that was one of the thrillers of the tournament so far. Came down to the last second.
I mean, this game was phenomenal. You're talking about the bigs in the first half of LSU, 28 points out of the 40 in the first half, and then in the second half, North Carolina State just started grinding it out, making plays, and then Kyle Washington came in and made some huge plays, and then the tip in at the end. You're talking about B.J. Anye doing a nice job of, one, he tipped it in, and the next he put up a shot with his left hand, and it falls in, and no, I don't think he touched it. We're talking about Malik Abu. We look at it and no, he didn't.
Yeah,
and that was
a
huge play at the end. And watch the North Carolina State Wolfpack bench. They jump up, and phenomenal game for us, BA, to call.
And such an emotional moment in the locker room for NC State. Mark Gottfried goes in there and he gives him a little speech, and he brings up to Jim Valvano. He says, never give up. That's the lesson here, guys. They came back. They didn't lead in the second half until right at the end when Anya hit the back-to-back shots. All right, so Butler and Notre Dame, and you got Villanova taking on NC State. That's a wrap from Pittsburgh. We will see you here from Pittsburgh on Saturday.